Hello, guys. Welcome to Fangirlz at Lunch.
That's
Happy
us.
Thursday.
It's already Thursday. It's weird, right?
Fangirlz at Lunch. Yep. It's very
We're
weird.
doing it. You know what's not weird?
What?
Great discounts on your collected editions that you can get from our great sponsor, InStockTrades.com.
How deep
Go
are
there
those
now.
discounts, though?
Oh, they're so deep. I think there's some 60% off Omnibus on their front page right now.
Okay, 60% off.
Okay, 60%. So check that out because you know it's great. Also, our deal of the month, which I don't even think Maddie knows about.
Nope.
is the 6 sidekicks of Trigger Keaton by Kyle Starks and Chris Schweitzer.
That made it on a
50%
lot of people's top 10s.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. I'm not just saying that. It's great. So check that out for 50% off for this week on InStockTrades.com. It's a good time. And that's a steep discount. It's deep. Steep and deep. But, you know, great customer service, great packaging, everything you want. Go check them out. And they're moving to Indiana now. So we're going to get our packages way faster. It's going to be great.
Pretty much. So, yeah, because they're moving to where DCBS is. So everything will be better for them, which makes sense because I'm sure it's also hard with, like, COVID killing everybody. Sorry, that was a poor choice of words. I deal with things with humor, and it happened. But yeah, like a lot of people not being able to be in, you know, shortages, it's probably best to have one central location. So.
Absolutely.
Oh, Jessica. Oh, the sweet serendipity of your lunch break intersecting with live fangirls.
Oh, love that, Jessica. Jessica, I'm reading that prose book. I'm loving that prose book. It's called Satisfaction Guaranteed. Yeah, you can check my Goodreads if you want. But it's a prose book. Jessica was like, y'all have to read this. And I was like, yeah, okay.
So it's great. Is that month one of the Jessica book club?
It should be, yes. Read it. You're going to like it, for sure.
I need it. And great to see everybody else. Thank you for joining us. Let's talk about our top picks of 2021. If you've watched either of those other videos, you're probably going to know a lot of these.
We're a little late. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Listen, I am busy planning a million events, and I am overwhelmed, including my own wedding. Again.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I'm just busy being injured and laid off. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
There's a lot happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Just stay inside.
Truly.
Man. Stay inside.
Truly.
You know? All right. So, top picks, I guess we can go back in for.
Sure.
I'll go ahead and throw out one. Did you hear what Eddie Gein done?
Oh, that's also one of mine. I can't believe it.
Oh my God.
Eddie Gein.
Okay, Eddie Gein. No.
We shouldn't do that one yet.
I never want to read the book again.
Oh, never, ever.
Oh my God,
Literally never, ever.
I don't want to look at the art. I don't want to open it. It was perfect. It's a 10 out of 10. Fantastic book.
I'm like, is that near me? I don't think it is. I should have grabbed it.
It is this story from like childhood until later in life of Eddie Gein, who was a murderer, who was actually the inspiration for a lot of different characters like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs. Because, you know, did some stuff to people, and I don't want to tell it to you because you'll be a little upset, but like, use their skin. The art's incredible. It absolutely adds to just how kind of terrifying people are in general. And, you know, you deal from his childhood, you see what he went through with his mom and all this other stuff and where he developed his like perversions and stuff. And actually a true crime writer was involved with that book. Fantastic. Again, even though it's fantastic, I do not want to watch it. I don't want to read it again. I feel that way about certain movies or shows or media. Like, I don't want to touch it again. Doesn't mean it's not perfect. Right.
I absolutely agree. Eric Powell, amazing art, just captured him so well. Just his facial expressions, just every single little thing. Yes. It was beautifully done in the most horrific way. And I'm with you.
I will tell people because I'm sure that some people are aware of how Eddie Gein was and also the, you know, some of the sexual assault in there. You do not see it. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things I have the most respect for this book. And the bar is low. But they don't have to show you the trauma of him committing anything for you to understand the story and like what's going on with him and like and still go through the trauma of that, but you don't have to see it.
That was really well done. Yeah, it was very much, everything was implied and you knew it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't have to necessarily see the grotesqueness of it all. There are some grotesque things. You will see some things, but yeah, there were certain like implications. They did it really well. Mary's saying she got rid of her copy because she knows she won't read it again. I've thought about it. I'll probably end up doing it. Yeah, I have the copy, and I'm like, oh, but it was so good. And I'm like, I won't read it again, so I should get rid of it. It's a good play.
All right, your turn.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with. I should have grabbed all these.
Yeah,
100% Tea Dragon Tapestry.
I haven't read it still.
Oh my gosh, Maddie.
I know.
You're gonna read it this year.
I love it. Oh, yeah,
and then it's gonna be on your list for this year. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm just waiting so I can copy you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, we could do a whole episode. Not that we haven't done it before, but we'll just talk about the whole Tea Dragon series. I'll read them again.
Or just have a Kay O'Neill show, and that could be like, here are all of Kay's board games.
Yes, 100%. But yeah, this was, much anticipated. Probably my most anticipated release of the year, and it finally came out, and it made me so happy.
And little dragons from Tea Dragon this year too.
Yes, and it's just, I was like, where did I put all my drag? I got a few. They're over there. I can't reach them, but it's so good. If you haven't read the Tea Dragon Society yet, what are you waiting on? They are printed. They reprinted all the oversized hardcovers. They're all very big and nicely well-made books from Oni Press. And there's 3, and they're so great. They're so great. This was the perfect, you had characters from every book come back and together, and it was just so well done. And maybe the best of the best. I don't know. I'd have to read them again. But it was great.
Kay O'Neill can do no wrong. They're
truly
amazing. So
the best.
My second pick, I'm going to jump around on my list so I can keep in the same order.
Fine.
Again. Cosmonauts by Hannah Tupler, of course.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. And you know what? You know what's also really great about this book by Hannah? It's continuing. We're getting a book 2. She's working out. You can read it online as a webtoon. Cosmonauts is everything I could want.
It's so good.
Because you've got, ladies freeing princesses so they can, make their own choices. There's mech fights. There's, childhood best friends who like each other, trying to find each other again in space. Love it. And, I'm sure only the first book is out right now in print, but I'm confident that I will love every bit that comes out of it. And the art's fantastic. And some animation studio is going to pick this up one day. There's no way they don't.
Oh, yeah. Has to happen.
Oh, the way Cosmonauts has had me on cliffhanger edge for years. I need the new one now. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a problem.
I just see her post on Twitter. I'm like, oh. What's your t-shirt?
This is Tegan's face of Tegan and Sarah. Sarah's in the back of the shirt. So.
Also, I like your cardigan. I don't know if I've seen you in a cardigan before.
Thank you.
I like it.
It's what's called a grandpa cardigan, apparently.
It's cute. And I like the color.
I was like, I need it. Thank you so much.
I'm not related to anything, but...
Thank you. It's cold.
I'm a mustard gold fan,
Yeah. Yeah, it's that burnt orange, kind of thing. Yeah, I like it. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. My next, I'm jumping around too, because honestly, this may be my favorite. It is my favorite of the year, I believe, 100%. And of course, Oh Human Star. That's what it is.
Oh, it's on my list too. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, it has to be. Yeah.
Oh God.
Because I forced that on you. I was like, hey.
Oh my God, Oh Human Star.
And I read it toward the beginning of the year, and it has stayed at the top for me because it's so good. So good. Everything you want. There's robots. There's trans characters. There's great representation of a lot of different groups of people that we don't see represented a lot. And there's 3 volumes, and they're so great. You can also read it online as a web comic. So try it out if you haven't. It's fantastic.
I don't know how we didn't hear about it till this year.
Truly, I feel like I was out of it. Yeah.
How aren't people talking about this book all the time?
Yeah. I totally missed the train. Mm-hmm.
There was so much to talk about.
So good.
So many fond memories. Far Sector is my next pick. Even though technically I read part of the issues the year before, but read the whole thing this year. I think Far Sector is going to be one of those books forever from DC that I can confidently recommend to another person who hasn't even read any DC stuff, because you don't need to. But if you're into, more sci-fi fantasy, futuristic sort of things, like Far Sector is perfect. Because the art is perfect with Jamal Campbell. Can't go wrong. N.K. Jemisin is a fantastic sci-fi writer. And there's so much to this and so much to that character that Far Sector is amazing. And she deserves everything and should have a show. And everything that I would ever want for her, please. Also, I need art for her. So someone... Jamal Campbell needs his own DC poster portfolio.
Truly.
So that I can have more on my wall.
That art's good. I mean,
great.
To have art that gorgeous as interior art.
I know.
Right? Because it has such a cover art, super artsy feel. But instead it was like, no, this is panel by panel. Like, how are you doing that? It really blew my mind.
He's Dan Mora level for me.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like character design and look and expression.
Totally.
Really impressed by him. So, I mean, from now, he's definitely one of my top 10 comic book artists right now. Because, like, if I see he's on a book, I'm there.
Go there. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's see. Of course, Delicates. Actually, this and T-Dragon, those were my most anticipated of the year, and I knew they would be amazing. Delicates is the sequel to Sheets, of course, and it was the best, just the best. I want 100 more books in this universe. Yeah. I don't know what Bretta's plan is, but I want 100 more books in this universe. I don't want it to end. And this, I think, was even better than the first one somehow. I just kill it. I'm like,
it was so refreshing to see a neurodivergent character be one of the main characters in the book, which she did confirm, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. And that character was such a great introduction to the universe too, because we already had these characters we loved in this universe, and to add her, she was so great. I loved how she was done.
Yeah,
it's great. If you haven't read Sheets and Delicates, what are you doing with your life? Fix it.
I have.
Fix it.
My next pick, Barbarian Lord by Matt Smith. Which is a weird pick, but I really, really liked it. It's because I've never gotten into Conan books. It's not that I won't. I don't have a lot of interest. I'm not exactly sure if I'd like it. I love Red Sonja. I loved Battle Pug.
Of course.
But, Barbarian Lord was recommended by Chris Schweitzer, and I love the art. I love the prose that's in there, and the poems, and the historical reference in there about this Conan-like guy who's not really dumb. He's very intelligent, and it's fun.
It was a blast.
Barbarian Lord.
It's a good one. It's a good one, guys. Should read it.
Yeah.
I don't have it with me, but Thirsty Mermaids, of course.
Oh my god, what was this list I put together? Because now I'm I rated that on Goodreads, right? Maybe I forgot, and that's why don't I have Thirsty Mermaids on here?
We read it because I read it at the beginning of the year. Again, it was Human Star. It's I read all this great stuff at the beginning of the year, and then I reread it again with you. I think a few months later.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Were you actively on Goodreads then? Maybe that was what it was.
I started, but I think I left some stuff off because how did I go through my Goodreads list and not choose that is weird.
Yeah, because it was so great.
Yeah.
I read it a few times at the beginning of the year, and I'm I still love it.
Beautiful hardcover too.
Oh, such a nice hardcover. I love even the map pages in it are just perfect with the art. I don't know. It's great. I know you all have heard me talk about it.
Of that book.
Yeah. Give me a part 2. Yeah, absolutely.
And I've never seen a book so body positive.
Oh, right?
And luckily everybody here is cool with it. I'm sure normally we get a comment that's what does it matter?
Yeah.
It matters.
It does matter.
It's cool to see people that have bodies that are different or look like me. And good on that girl for wearing a crop top.
Oh my gosh, right? I think that's the best part about it, right? It's exploring all of these themes and things that you don't expect from the surface level of what the book is about, right?
Yeah, it's hey, do you want to explore their like gender binary, but not explicitly say that. It's more about like the human versus like.
But it was totally like
binary.
Kind of an allegory for that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Super well done. Loved it.
Next one, Icon, the 1993 to 97 run of Icon by Milestone Comics, which then got taken in by DC Comics. I would like for us to read that next year together.
Okay.
I really mean this year.
Or this year?
Yes. I love it. It was so good. I know that you're not a Superman fan, but I think you would be an Icon fan.
Okay. I will try that.
They have a similar sort of background. You know, alien arrives on Earth as like a child to escape whatever, except for his like escape pod made him like automatically look like whoever found him, which is like this enslaved woman. And so he grows up as a black man, but like through several different time periods. And then like when we meet him in like 1980, like late 1980s, I guess, or early 90s, to me they're interchangeable style wise. He's like a Republican guy who has a lot of money and is not helping the people at all. Because I think he literally says like for the like downtown people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And this girl's like, hey, you have superpowers. Could you like help somebody at all? And then he like goes into downtown. It's like, oh man, I messed up. I changed my life and do this. Very cool.
That's fascinating. Okay.
Such a good book.
That sounds good.
Same universe that Static Shock is from. You do meet him in here.
Nice.
Oh. Chef's kiss.
Love that. Let's see.
Yeah,
the girl
so fast.
I know, we're just like zooming through. I have a lot of things I can throw in as honorable mentions though. So there's that.
Yeah, I've got some webtoons. Sorry.
Yeah, The Girl from the Sea.
Same.
Oh, so good and so cute. Good. I loved everything about it. It's one of those feel-good stories where I immediately see the cover and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to love that. I already know, 100%.
Yeah, you and I have a type.
Oh,
yeah. Anything, but if I like see something like that, like, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, all right.
You're coming home with me.
Okay, Girl from the Sea. Got it.
Girl from the Sea. It's going to be our new thing. I like it.
Gabby's here.
Gabby's also read Girl from the Sea.
Oh, Gabby, did you love it? I think
so.
You did. Yeah.
I think she posted on her Goodreads. Love Girl from the Sea. I mean, who doesn't want to see a young girl and a selkie girl fall in love and not know how to deal with it?
Truly. That's all we need in life.
Selkie people. That's cool.
The best.
Yeah.
The best.
Absolutely. What's my other thing? Sweet Tooth. I read Sweet Tooth for the first time this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been friends with you for so long. I finally read Sweet Tooth.
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
I loved it because, of course, I've never disliked anything Jeff Lemire's done. I love him. I love his artwork. I don't care what anybody thinks.
Thank you.
I love it.
We know some other people that don't.
I know. I like that artwork style. I think it's fun.
I love it too.
I think it surprisingly holds a lot of emotion to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad art. It's just different art, you know?
Which to me often means good art.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see the same thing over and over.
It gives me like a rural feel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the bluegrass of art.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's how I feel about it.
So many of his stories are kind of like that too. You know?
Well. You know, I feel like if you're going to write a Southern story, you have to have Cullen Bunn or Jeff Lemire do it. Those are the people that I gravitate. Oh, or Chris Schweitzer, of course.
Of course. Yeah,
those are the three people I will allow to do it.
Which, you know what? Let's pitch it right now. Those three need to come together and create like the ultimate Southern weird, like something weird, creepy is happening in the town, right?
There's some like aliens in there or something.
Yes. Just pitch this to them.
Oh my god. I would love that.
That'd be so good.
Yes, please.
Or just like an anthology, similar themes together. That'd be cute.
Art sets the tone of a book the way music can set the tone in movies and shows. Absolutely. Absolutely, no question. Like, I feel like immediately I'm set in the zone of where I need to be with them.
Yeah, totally. You mentioned Sweet Tooth. I read Sweet Tooth: The Return this year. And it's in my top. I loved it. So many people were like, this doesn't need a sequel, what is this? And it's like, y'all, if you just don't look up what it is, just go into it, and then it'll make total sense. And then, I think if you're a fan of the original, you'll like this too, because I can't tell you why, and I really can't tell you what it's about, because I don't want to ruin that for anybody. But you've read Sweet Tooth now. Jump into the Return. It's only like 5 issues or something, 4 or 5 issues. Maybe 6, I don't know. But it's like a trade.
Yeah.
It's great. So good.
I also put Scales and Scoundrels because I really did enjoy that a lot.
It's great.
For a variety of reasons. I thought the art was fun. I thought the story was really fun and refreshing. Also, listen, I'm TKO till I die, all right? Team TKO forever. And also because the collected edition itself looked really nice. But overall, it was a story. It's a really fun read for me. I love dragons and fantasy, especially if you have like a fantasy world that doesn't fit the typical mold, like European mold of a fantasy. I'm really appreciative of that. If you have a kick-ass girl who's also a dragon. I mean, I'm a simple woman, okay? My favorite movies growing up were like Quest for Camelot and like anime and stuff about like knights who are women. I know what I like. Although the downside is I never know if we're going to get more, and it's definitely still open.
That was my question. And
they're definitely doing other things. So
yeah,
it wrapped up okay. That's the one downside.
Yeah,
but I want more really bad. So
I agree. It would be way better if they actually like continued it. So hopefully we'll see more of that. Maybe the trades will do well. I don't know. Let's see. Don't Go Without Me. This was a short story collection. Yeah,
it's so bad. I know I can buy it now, but at the time it was first released, it was like you had to order from UK.
You still do, to my knowledge.
God, look how
unless it is available. So I know, and it's like shiny. Look at that foil.
I love art so much.
It's beautiful.
Like I would love some prints from her to have on my wall.
Absolutely gorgeous. If y'all have read Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, this is the artist from that, and
look at that, the colors.
Beautiful.
I want it so bad. Okay,
I love
it on my
all of these stories.
Amazon cart, not Amazon cart, but
it
I'm
may
just
be
gonna keep that for when I get sad.
Yeah, you could get it. Shortbox in the UK publishes this. If you pick this up, another one of my top picks, I'm just going to jump to it because we're talking about this, is Minotaur, which I got also from Shortbox. Lisa Trayman does it. She did the art for like the first bit of Giant Days, and eventually left the book. But I love her art. And this is about 2 best friends who go to IKEA because they want to furnish their new apartment together. But it's not called IKEA, but it's IKEA. Okay, look at this. It's IKEA.
Yeah.
But they go in there, and there's like a guy working there who's like, a skeleton. And then they realize, where are we? So there's like this showroom map that folds out. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
And so like there's regular things like kitchen, hopes and dreams, stuff, lighting solutions, armory, media storage. So like, it gets really weird really fast. They end up like, it just gets really crazy and weird and supernatural within the IKEA, and it's all set in the IKEA, and it's so fun and weird, and I loved it. So if you do pick this up and you're already going to order from the UK, I highly recommend adding this to your cart because it was also great.
Oh man, yeah, I need that book real bad. They've got so many other good books on their site. At least look really cool.
There's tons of good stuff. I read another one that I think you would really like, A Cat in a Bag or something like that. It was all like, it's nonfiction, weird little cartoons about this girl and like mental health. It's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
You'll like it, yeah.
Ha! Okay. Hey, please pick them up so I can read them.
Love that.
Okay, so I have my list open. The other one I put on here was Batman: A Lonely Place in Dying, which is like that short. It's like right after Jason died, and it's like this like we're introduced to Tim for the first time, and like them first becoming partners, and him kind of going through that like phase of acceptance and like mourning. And it was a really beautiful book, and I really liked it. And I'm slowly like through friends like Phil and Omar picking up like what are considered to be the required readings of comics I haven't read. intend to be like shorter things or like instances that I don't know or haven't read, and that's been really fun. Jason Time, spoiler alert. Yeah. All the time, you know? That Legends of Tomorrow episode was fantastic. It's very good. How do you know if two women are ready to settle down together and get married? You put them in IKEA. They do a whole episode of that.
Love that.
Fantastic. That's my top 10, and I have some webtoon stuff.
Yeah, I think my last thing that I didn't actually put, I haven't put any manga in this. So just thinking about manga, I mean, I read this at the end of last month.
Yeah.
And I already freaked out on here about it because I loved it so much. So The Walking Cat, one of my new favorite manga of all time. It was so good.
I want to read it so bad.
Oh my gosh. It is a cat's eye view of the zombie apocalypse. That's exactly what it is.
Perfect.
It's great. It's great. And the cat doesn't die. I'm spoiling that for you because I need that spoiled for me. Cat doesn't die. We're all good. Yeah.
Before I do webtoons, I have a prose recommendation I've already talked about to death to everybody I can. But just in case anybody didn't hear me talk about it, Iron Widow by, I'm going to always say her name wrong, Shiran Zhao, I think. Sorry if they're watching this. It'd be really weird if you were.
Gail Simone watched this once. I don't know.
Iron Widow. Please, 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 please read it. If you like mech stories, if you like Chinese history but wish it included mechs, where it's like a woman and man piloting the same one because of yin and yang, but the women keep dying. Why? And then the main character doesn't give a shit. She's brutal. She does not apologize, and she makes some choices that most YA female main characters would not make. And you're like, are you sure about this? She's like, nah, I'll kill a dude. And you're like, okay. And she's kind of rude and abrasive, but I think it's really refreshing, you know, that you get somebody that's like, no, this whole system's stacked against me. I will not work with it. I will not change how I am. And she's also a disabled character as well. Oh, and plus there's a polyamorous triad. It's no big deal. It's one of the main things. Wonderful.
This is YA?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
That's a retelling of the first Chinese empress.
Cool.
Tian. Yeah. Very good. If I don't get another book of it, I'm going to do. They have another book coming out this year that is kind of based on Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm not sure that's going to go, but I'm going to read it. How dare you? How do you guys mix reading prose with graphic novels and comics? I've read so many graphic novels, and I haven't had the attention span to read prose lately. I noticed audiobooks helped. Audiobooks helped me, and I didn't used to be able to do them. But now I can. What about you?
I'm finding, I didn't read a lot of prose last year at all. But I have so much, and I get stuff from the library, and I just don't read it, right? I put stuff on hold, and then I'll get it. And but I'm actually deep into, almost finished with a prose book, and I'm finding, I just have to dedicate that time. And what I'm doing with this one is I'm putting it, by my bed. Mm-hmm. So before bed, it's much easier for me to, pick up prose and read that versus, a comic book, which often will have bigger comic books, and they're heavier, and it's harder to, lay down and read it. Versus a paperback from the library. So I don't know. I found mixing them is easier too, because if I'm reading a comic, that feels like a very different thing from a prose book.
Yeah.
So I've decided this year I want to at least always have a prose book going with it. That's I actually read more of them.
I feel like as long as I start it, I'm going to finish it. Most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that usually helps because I don't know how to stop things. So once I'm in, I'm gonna finish.
I hear you. Audiobooks are very helpful too, for sure.
That's been very helpful. Oh yeah, it's your turn.
Was it? I thought we were done.
Oh, I mentioned Iron Widow. Oh yeah, quick shout out to a couple of webtoons. Just to recommend. So, of course, My Deepest Secret, which is done, and Chris and I both read. I do recommend reading it because Wild ride that one was.
It's worth it for the twisties.
It's worth it for the twisties, yeah.
All the twisties, yeah.
Another one I do recommend that is still ongoing, and I don't know when it's ever going to end, but I really, really enjoyed it, is Lookism. And I think it's got like 300 chapters, something crazy. But really, really like that. But that is not done, so I'm still working on it. That's hard. It's hard to recommend webtoons because they're all ongoing, most of mine that I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
As well as like another big shout out and thanks for Shep and Cedric for recommending it is Mage and the Demon Queen. Is the name of that correct?
Yes, I need to go back to it. I've read like through the first. Are they seasons? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, they do seasons.
Yeah, it's really great. It's fun, and we're talking about little condensed comics like that. The It's Jeff Infinity comic on Marvel Unlimited is so good and worth your time. Very fast, of course. I read a lot of those, and that's still the best one.
Yeah, and the Batman comic. Everybody should read it. It's fun. It's about family. It's like what I want from Batman comics.
Yeah.
Just goofy stuff.
The Wayne Family Adventures, right?
Yeah, Wayne Family Adventures. Perfect. So good. But yeah, that's my main stuff.
Yeah, I'm like looking through my Goodreads from last year because I'm like, man, I know I read some prose. When was it? It's hard. I will say that the worst thing I read last year was probably Boom Buffy.
Oh,
every ounce of it I read.
The fact that I sold it.
Oh yeah, that's rough. I still haven't gotten to that point, but I'm considering it.
I'm good now.
It's not good.
I'm good. Goodbye.
And I mean, they canceled it, so they knew.
They knew.
Mm-hmm.
What about your favorite shows and movies of 2021? That one's way harder because I don't keep record.
Yeah, I don't either.
For me. I haven't found a good way to do that for myself. I wish it was all one place because the minute you add a different step, I can't do it.
Like, I know so many people use Letterboxd, but
I watch. The system is very intuitive, though.
I agree, and I also just watch more shows than I watch movies.
Yeah,
and that isn't a part of Letterboxd. So I'm like, well, where's the Letterboxd for TV shows?
And I want it all in one go. I want it to be books, TV shows, movies, video games. It would be so much easier for me that way. Because I binge. Like, I just finished Archive 81 last week, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I guarantee you, at the end of the year, when we have this discussion again, I will not remember it. I will not remember to, like, bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Obviously.
Oh, I was like, what did we even watch? Yeah, for sure, The Circle.
Mighty Ducks.
Oh, Mighty Ducks, 100% Mighty Ducks. Oh, I'm still heartbroken about it, but yeah. Mighty Ducks was so great. Sex Education.
Sex Education, so good.
It's my introduction to it. Thank you, Maddie, for telling me I should watch it because it was so good. I don't know what I was expecting, but not that, and it's great. It's so good. What else? I think I watched The Flight Attendant for the first time last year.
So good.
Loved it. Mayor of Easttown. Oh my gosh. Wonderful. Mayor of Easttown is so good.
I don't remember what else happened.
I don't know.
Loki, of course, I mean, the normal ones. I mean, WandaVision was great. Loki was great. I was okay. I was a big fan of Falcon the Winter Soldier, personally. But I'm not a big action person.
Same.
I think you could have cut that out, and then, like, the few, like, monologues were good. I don't know what else happened. Just you know what I watched, right? That lesbian Christmas movie.
Which I still never watched. I'm sad. I failed.
Yeah, I don't know what else. I don't know what else happened.
No, I watched.
I'm just gonna forget it.
I watched a lot of Shark Tank. No one wants to hear about that, though. Or Ink Master. Now we've fallen in that hole.
I love it.
Ink Master, we just make fun of Dave Navarro the whole time. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, see, I will forget. I'm already, like, and I've watched the lessons at the beginning of the year, and I'm gonna forget again. I started Midsummer Murders, the British, like, murder show, which is fun. We watched Pig, which was fantastic. That Nick Cage movie. He was really good.
Okay.
It was a really
Okay.
good movie. It should have won an Oscar. I feel like it's very
That's
good.
a lot. Okay.
I really like it.
Cool. I'll have to check that out.
And Boba Fett is killing it. So good. Boba Fett's so good.
I still haven't done it.
It's kind of like heartwarming.
Love
I kind of
that.
see him as like a dad.
Okay.
You know?
I love that. Yeah.
I think he's a really sweet old man.
Love that.
He gets a pet. Isn't that nice? He makes
Love-
new friends.
This sounds lovely. I have to.
Ink Master's so good.
Oh, thank you, Joe. It's so good.
How I Met Your Father just came out on Hulu this week, and I've been enjoying it a lot. I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet.
I'm gonna watch it, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Oh, Wheel of Time came out. That was great. See, didn't Invincible come out this year? I have no idea.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That was
Last
good.
year, yeah. By the way, Joe, since you know of Ink Master, I actually have a tattoo from an Ink Master person. And it's the best tattoo I have. So
Of course. Love it. There's a new Amazon Prime show coming out tomorrow that I might enjoy. As We See It. It's about 3 roommates in the autism spectrum. Aw,
okay.
love that. I will. And next week, Legend of Vox Machina is coming out, which is the Critical Role show.
Mm.
So now I can watch that instead of watching them actually play it.
Oh, didn't Atypical ended last year, right? Was the last season?
It's done. It's done. I don't think he ever finished the final season.
Oh, I know it ended. I mean, like that came out last year, right? Because here's the deal: didn't love the ending. Not a fan. Not a fan of the ending. In fact, the whole last season was just stressful.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And it bums me out. It would have been a good season if there was a follow-up season. That's how I felt about it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
What a
like
bummer.
being more aware of some stuff as the show's gone on, I'm a little more critical of some betrayal and stuff, especially when like there was another show that I watched last year that got canceled as well that featured like a main character who's autistic, actually played by an autistic actress, and I was like, that's good. You did a good job.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Joe wants to know who.
Josh Woods. I can't remember what season he was on. Let me check. He was known for like his new school stuff, but he also does great like portraits, color portraits. So he did a color portrait of my dog. And the person's not in Kentucky. He was in Nashville. He's since been to like California. Ink Master. Let's see. I want to say season 4, but season 3. No. Season 1. What's wrong with me? Season 1. Okay, he was in the first season, so you've probably seen him.
There's a lot going on in life. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But he was great.
But yeah, the rest I can't remember. I feel like, Jessica, you'd know better than me. What did we watch together? Did we like it? I don't know. I don't remember what happened. The past 2 years even. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Well, that's all I got. Next week we're gonna be back with our most anticipated picks.
Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Right? Is that the third one?
I think we were going to talk about our reading goals, but we can do anticipated.
Oh.
I mean, or we can do both, whatever.
Yeah, let's put them together. Reading goals and we're looking forward to reading. That makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
And
I'll have to figure out what's even coming out, but yeah.
Yeah, if we don't, it's fine. Whatever. We'll title it reading goals if it comes up. And then, of course, we'll end the month with finishing, or by reading the Zoe arc of One Piece.
Yeah, I have to start that. I'm glad it's short because I'm like, ooh, I haven't touched it.
Okay. And that'll be, both those shows will be next week, I guess, so. Right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Unless you want to come back tomorrow.
No, I've got to work.
You're like, no.
Also, I have nothing in me.
I hear you.
We'll figure it out. But yeah. I guess that's it.
Well, do you have any like honorable mentions, things that like you did love but maybe wouldn't have like landed on your list? The things that come to my head are like, I read like the next few volumes of Asadora, which just happened to be beside me, which I loved, but just wasn't quite as much love,
Not much that I can think of. I had some rereads this year. Like I reread all of Tramps Like Us, the manga. And I did read Tokyo Taraneba Girls, that manga series by the same person who did Princess Jellyfish. I really, really liked those. Besides that, I'm trying to think of what I even read. I mean, like, even look at Goodreads.
It's hard.
There's not a lot that like really jumps out at me. Oh, Juliet Takes a Breath.
That
was great.
Which I loved, but yeah, I didn't quite make it for me. But yeah, I loved it too.
I read Sensational Wonder Woman. I really like that. Not enough to put on here, but it's one of the things like I really enjoy it. But I don't know, like as far as like an overall, that's something I can really recommend everyone. Teen Dog, 10 out of 10.
Teen Dog's fun. Yeah.
Loved it. Living with Mochi, of course.
Oh, of course.
Thank you for that. It's perfect.
Of course.
Oh, I read Transformers More Than Meets the Eye this year. I love that. Sad Religion by one Reed Chancellor.
I was actually going to mention that. Yeah, Sad Religion. Available now.
Good. Just awkwardly going through my stuff. You know what I didn't love? Wise Beast of the Wizarding Wisdoms by Nagabe. Now I can never trust that person again.
I remember this one with the weird...
The weird twin sis.
Yeah.
Super kids.
Yeah, that's not okay.
So weird.
Hate that.
Weird. But I think the main stuff, I remember us being kind of disappointed by Revolutionary Girl Utena because the book wasn't gay. Which I was sad about.
It was like the presentation was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And it was weirdly interesting, Yeah. But yeah, that was a bummer. That was a total bummer. Especially knowing what it should have been. I loved Boys Run the Riot. 2 volumes I read. It's so good. What else? Friends Forever, that Shannon Hale. It's like the 3rd in that Shannon Hale series. It's so great. That's a great one to just like pick up at your library in the like kids graphic novels because it's great. Worth your time. Marvel Meow, of course.
Of course.
Was so good. Julia Takes a Breath also would be on my list. Cosmonauts I also had. Wind, which I love. Just didn't quite get into my 10. The next volume of Whisper Me Love Song because I love it so much. It's so cute. Yeah, that's really it, I guess. Batgirl Returns I also loved.
Yeah.
I knew I would like it probably, but like I really liked it. So
love that.
Yeah. Look at me loving a DC thing.
Okay, Batgirl.
Okay, Batgirl. Yeah. That's my list.
Well, and I promise next week I will do my best to have a little more energy in this show. There's a lot going on.
We all get it. Life is a lot.
Yeah, a little overwhelmed. But it was a nice little break to my day, and I appreciate you, Kristan, and everybody that's here. It's very nice. And I look forward to all the stuff we're going to read this year. I hope I keep better track of it.
I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to be so good at it. It's going to be great. You're going to be so good at it. Yeah. I'm putting that out in the universe for you. You're going to be great at it. I feel like you're going to, we're going to see each other more in real life. That'll be great.
Absolutely, we are.
Manifesting that too.
That has to happen because that was not enough time.
No. It wasn't. It was some nonsense. It's not enough.
It was beautiful.
I loved it.
And your weird smelling, tasting water.
Oh, I can taste it now.
What, the donuts?
So perfect. Actually perfect. Yeah, perfect.
All right. Well, everybody, hope you have a good rest of your day. Check our sponsor on softtrades.com. If you're checking us out later, let us know what your top picks of 2021 were.
Please.
And we'll be back soon. Keep track of our Twitter.
Next week sometime. Yay.
Next week sometime. Yay. Okay. Have a good day, you guys.